Well, money doesn't control my life, so it doesn't really matter if it lasts forever or not anyways. Hey, welcome back, dreamers. How's it going? It has been a couple of days, let me tell you that much. Yes, I'm wearing a Christmas shirt. We're just changing up outfits in this series. I really like the way this shirt looks on me. I mean, hi. But so that first clip you saw already, like, we're just jumping the gun. These episodes, I want to try and get out faster, but like, also I just realized that the last episode will be on election day, and I think that's kind of iconic, so I might just leave it at that. But I do want to do some Halloween stuff with you guys, so I don't know if I'll add bonus episodes of just like regular single off ones not part of the series, or honestly push it until November, and the like first week of November I'll like dump a bunch of October vlogs on you guys. Not sure how I really want to do that, but there's just so much going on, and so let's just jump into it. These episodes might be longer because you guys, there's so many episodes still left to get out. Like, I didn't realize how much content I actually had, and I'm not complaining about it. I just want you guys to sit and watch and grab some popcorn and some M&Ms, put that in, and let's go. So that first clip is me talking about finances, because that is what my dad is about. I've said that in another episode. Ooh, trigger warning: toxic masculinity, depression, anxiety, suicide, racism, homophobia, all of that's in this series. May not pertain to this specific episode, but there are some things, so just be wary of that. So I talked to my dad about moving the past couple months, like every day. Now, I just said it in passing. I was like, I'm moving, because I couldn't do it anymore. I was like, I had to manifest it. I was like, I'm leaving, I'm picking up, I'm going, I'm moving. And my dad would then kind of counteract what I said by I'm moving with bringing up the finances of his life, or of my life, of what I'm gonna need. And he said it every single day, and it was pissing me off. I was like, I know what I need to do. Like, I can do this on my own. Like, I get it. Car insurance, home insurance, whatever insurance, you know, whatnot. New doctor, new eye doctor, new dentist, new, all of that jazz. And I was getting tired of it, and I told him in that first clip that money didn't control my life, and it doesn't. It doesn't. And then you can't see what he does, but it was the same thing I said in that other episode, where every time I brought something up recently, he said, whatever, and then rolls his eyes, said whatever, and rolls his eyes. But now we're going to go on to another clip of, honestly, I'm not exactly sure what. I just know that it is stuff about me moving, and it was pissing me off, so I just started to record, and I think it got heated. We're about to find out. It could be a really lame video, it could be a really great video, but let's be real, my life is always insane in the least bit. So let's watch and see what happens.
Is a lot more. Now, utilities are cheaper. The transportation's more, the housing costs more.
Not in the house, in the apartment, correct?
I said housing.
Oh.
Let's see. I know taxes cost. A salary of $65,000 in Denver, Colorado could decrease to $50,000 in Orlando.
Wow.
Means that overall, Orlando, Florida is 19.1% cheaper than Denver, Colorado. Median home cost is 42% cheaper in Orlando. Food is just slightly, is only 1.2% difference.
I think Dad, what he's trying to say is, do you have enough money for utilities, for food?
I'm moving regardless.
No, that's fine.
Cost of living means absolutely nothing to me.
You will when you start finding enough money.
Update, it's been about 3 months, and guess what I don't care about still? Money. Because I know how to save, I know how to spend, I know how to budget and gain money, and I'm living a happy life. And the less than $2 in the difference in meal in Panda Express that I get means absolutely nothing, especially because it's less money. Like, if I had to pay the $11 that I paid in Orlando for the Panda Express versus the $8 that I pay here in Denver, like, I'm glad. Shoot, I get a cheaper meal. Also, I want to state this one more time. The reason that this is in here is because it was pissing me off. It was getting on my nerves because this was every day. This was like imagine having this conversation every single day where you're like, I'm moving. And then they're like, home insurance, or I'm moving. They're like, housing, I'm moving, and salary, I'm over it. Let me tell you something. Something that's just a smart, common knowledge thing to know.
Yes.
A $1,200 apartment in Orlando, Florida is the same amount of money as a $1,200 apartment in Denver, Colorado.
Yeah, hopefully.
Because a 1 pound bag of feathers is the same as 1 pound bag of weights. I stand by this comment 100% wholeheartedly, but let me rephrase. Well, let me just explain a little bit. It's the same. The $1,200 apartment in Denver and the $1,200 apartment in Orlando are probably going to be pretty similar. You know, it really depends on where you're living, about like amenities, if it has a pool, if it doesn't, whatever. But basically, essentially, it is going to be the same. Now, same thing with New York City. Now, I know this sounds blasphemous, but a $1,200 apartment in Denver is still the same as a $1,200 apartment in New York City. Do they look different? Yes. But do they do the exact same thing? Abso-freaking-lutely. Period. But you're more likely to get a smaller $1,200 apartment in New York City than a $1,200 apartment in Denver, Colorado.
Yeah. Okay.
It means the same.
Fine. I'm just.
So this is the same day, different points of view. Now it's on my face, so you guys can kind of gauge my reactions to what he's saying. Now, some of y'all might be confused. Like, why is this an episode? What's going on? First of all, I just recently went through the rest of the clips that I had and put them all into episodes, and some just didn't fit anywhere. And like, this clip is still important because it's still my father talking. It is still him being annoying, and it just matters. It just does. And y'all might be a little confused. You probably are like, in any other situation, like, this would be helpful, like, this would be nice. I have photographic memory, and I have a pretty good phonographic memory as well. And I don't need people telling me more than once. If you tell me twice, I'll be like, cool. Like, I got it, like, I understand. But it doesn't take more than that for me to get the ball rolling. Hey, I moved to Denver, Colorado while all of these video clips were happening. Like, I was studying, making sure that I knew what I needed to do in the midst of graduating and other like family drama going on. Like, I did this. So I didn't need anybody, you know, like, if he would have kicked me out and not said anything to me, it would have been the same situation. I would have been fine either way. And so, yeah. But I just wanted to state, like, y'all are probably be like, why are you so mean to him? Like, he's just trying to help you. Remember, he cares about the finances. That is the most important thing to him. And he was trying to set me up for success, but it just wasn't working after everything else that had happened. It just came off as negative.
In preparation is you may want to look for different insurance companies.
Okay.
And get quotes. Because
For all of my insurance?
no,
Like for my car and my...
insurance. No, your health insurance, you'll still be under me for a little.
Till I'm 26.
Well, or until I cut you off. What I mean by that is you may end up with a job.
I got it. That pays medical insurance. Got it.
Yes.
That's the goal.
So anyways, here's the reason why. I subsidize your insurance by a decent amount of money.
So in this little bit, my dad says that he subsidized my car insurance a lot. I've been in 2 accidents in my life, and I'm on my 3rd car. The reason I have this 3rd car is not because I got in an accident. It's because my car overheated in the middle of nowhere, Kansas, while I was driving to Denver, Colorado. Now, he always told me and my sister every month how much we owed him, and I paid him. Every single month, I was responsible. and I paid him the lump sum of money that I needed. I think it's very disrespectful to then bring up the fact that you subsidized my car insurance against me. I didn't need to know that. I didn't care. No, I didn't need to know that, whatever. And I'm thankful now because now I bought my own car insurance and I don't have to hear about it.
And that's because of that second accident.
Mm-hmm.
So my point, but here's my point. What's occurring now is with State Farm, I think we have a higher coverage than you actually need. So you may want to check what lower cost would be and see, what cost it would be.
What's the least amount you can get in Denver, is what Dan's trying to say.
Well, I would have them do it here and then transfer it. Keep in mind, insurance costs different.
Can I just get like Geico?
Yeah, you get it wherever you want until it's set.
I'm gonna get Progressive.
But see, the issue is you gotta keep in mind
Those accidents go with
you're
you.
gonna have those 2 accidents gonna hurt bad. So, you still should try to get some quotes at a lower price, lower coverage, because maybe what will happen is your price will still be
The same
about
as
what
what
you're paying now. You know what I mean?
Dad's been subsidizing, which is fine.
I won't tell her how much I'm subsidizing.
I already kind of figured that out.
This bit is a part where my parents are getting in a little tizzy because my mom thinks she knows how much my dad subsidized for my car insurance. My dad didn't tell my mother that he was subsidizing my car insurance and how much he was subsidizing it, because my dad controls the finances. My mother has her own account, but my dad pretty much owns my mother's bank account, which is besides the point. I don't need to talk about their relationship, but I just think that that's probably something you should talk about in your relationship about your son. That's beyond the point, but that's why I'm about to scream. You're about to hear me scream. You're welcome.
Exactly. Because number one, you're...
Anything else?
You're God.
Anything else? Thank you.
Well, so while we're talking about totally random things, I'm switching thoughts. I wanted to share with you, Matthew, I have zero issue with you wanting to protest and being part of the protest, okay? I want you to make sure you understand it. I'm fine with it. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, I got it. I didn't ask for your opinion.
But I'm sharing with you that I'm fine with it, but the only thing I was going to share is when you protest, okay, just keep in mind, be careful with certain elements in a protest. Because what happens is you get people like you went protest with, which are people that are trying to make a difference and change things, versus people that want to riot, to steal and rob from people. And they use it under the coverage of protesting and stuff.
That right there is called white supremacy. It's called white supremacy. It's called white supremacy. It's called white supremacy. Funny how I can say it over and over and over again because our president is a what? You heard it. A white supremacist. So, I also wanted to bring up the fact that nobody asked. Why did this conversation go from one conversation to the next? Why do my parents bring up the same issue every single day? What is that about? What is that about? And the thing is, you should never have to cover who you are in general. If somebody asks you or pushes you or forces you to cover a part of who you are, leave. Get the out. Leave. Literally walk away. And if you can handle covering up one thing that's small, if you don't talk about politics around people, which some people are uncomfortable with talking about politics, that's besides the point, that's whatever, then that's fine, that's a-okay. But for example, me being gay, don't suppress something like that. It builds up emotions, etc., etc. And I'm suppressing all of this stuff and my dad just keeps bringing it back up. So does my mother. every day. It's the same old, and these videos are going to seemingly start. There's some that are very different, but some videos are gonna sound like they're exactly the same because they're talking in circles, and that is just what it is. And it's annoying, and I just don't understand why this was meant to be brought up in this little clip. Like, why?
And the sad thing is, if you research what I'm about to tell you, you'll find that what happens in most of these cases is the people that are rioting are minorities.
Racist.
But the point is, they're rioting in their own neighborhoods.
Racist. Wrong. White people were also looting, and they were also doing it in the main strips of downtown areas.
So they're destroying their own minority businesses.
This one I sort of agree with, but again, it could have been a white person stealing and looting from a small business. So, agree and disagree, pointless.
So that's the reason why I said, protest. Our Constitution. The American Revolution was based on protest. So I'm okay with that. I just want to, and not that you need my acceptance on that. I'm just telling you I'm fine with it.
I do what he says.
So my only thing is, I've been around enough people to know that you have to be very careful in certain groups. And I'm not talking about certain people. I'm talking about when you see a certain element of a crowd that's starting to incite riot, that's when you want to move away from it. So that's all.
Oh, and then if you did, by any chance, still want our help to move to Denver, you have to give Dad.
I'm not buying a new car, so I will be using you for your car so I can move my stuff.
Then you gotta give Dad the dates, and you gotta give him a heads up.
August 3rd.
He needs to wait until he gets everything arranged.
Okay. Yeah, because we want to know, do you have an apartment? Are you working on the roommate? Did you call the apartment? Are these available?
And I know you don't like advice from your father, I get that.
Background check. I've done it all. You guys are literally just... But the thing is, I'm sitting here, I have things to do, and you're spitting the same exact information that I already know.
Okay.
That's the problem.
No, what was
What are we gonna do?
what was the last thing you wanted to say?
He's not gonna care. All I'm gonna tell you is, if you have any ability to do so, you should rent from somebody out there, because they're gonna know the areas better than you are, and you're more protected. Because if you rent an apartment here in your name, and you find out, oh man, this area really sucks, you can't just get up and leave. Whereas if you rent a room or something like that, and you get in there and go...
So as crazy as it is, that is the end of the video, and that was the end of the conversation. Like, my dad finished that sentence, and then I walked away or something. But I know that was the end of the conversation, because I was getting really antsy, I was getting really pissed, and like I said, I was in the midst of graduating, I was in the midst of family drama, I was in the midst of everything else, and I could not handle it. And to help anybody else out there that's maybe trying to move, A, just freaking do it. If you're thinking about moving, you know that it's the right move. B, the information that he said is Orlando is different. The places that my dad have lived are different. Denver just so happens to be a place where there's like one really bad place to live, and it's further away from the city. Like, it's not that bad. Like Fort Collins, Boulder, Denver, the place that I live, like, all of these places are incredible. And I did not rent from somebody else. I have a roommate, and we decided to get this place together. It's been incredible. I love it, and I don't wish I was in any other scenario at the moment. Like, I love where I live so much. And guess what? I did it, and I did not do it on August 3rd. I did it a lot sooner, because another episode will show you why. It really pushed me to the edge, and I said, I'm out. I said, peace. I'm leaving. So I know this is a weird episode, and maybe not a full-length episode that needed to be there, and we'll see if I upload extra episodes. I don't know. I think it's cool that the episodes will end on election day, but also, who knows? Because the last episode is actually really endearing, and so it might bring hope and faith to the day. So who knows? I don't know. Anyways, I'm rambling. Remember, it all starts with an idea. Dream big, guys.